Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading a Disney Pixar story called Finding Dory. This story was adapted by Rose Christopher and the illustrations were done by the Disney Storybook Art Team. Young Dory lived with her parents in a coral cave. Dory was forgetful, so her parents taught her to introduce herself. "Hi, I'm Dory. I suffer from short-term memory loss," the little blue fish would say again and again. Although her parents tried to watch out for her, young Dory ended up lost in the big blue ocean. She couldn't remember the way home. Dory asked for help. Sadly, none of the fish she met knew where she lived. So Dory just kept swimming. Time passed and she remembered less and less. By the time Dory grew up, she forgot that she was even looking for her family. Then Dory bumped into a clownfish named Marlin, who was looking for his family. Dory and Marlin went on an incredible adventure to find Marlin's son, Nemo. Afterward, the three fish always looked out for each other on the Great Barrier Reef. One day, Nemo's school was going on a field trip to see the stingray migration. Dory went along. "Migration is about going home," explained Mr. Ray, the teacher. Something tickled Dory's memory. Home? My family? Where are they? She wondered. She didn't have much time to think about it. The class was leaving. During the field trip, Dory was swept up by the undertow created by the migrating stingrays. A memory of her family flickered in her mind before everything turned black. When she woke up, the memory was gone. After the class returned home, Nemo told Marlin that while Dory was passed out, she had been saying the Jewel of Morro Bay, California. Dory's memories flooded back. "My family! I remember my family!" she shouted. Dory began to swim away. There's her mom and dad. "Dory, California's all the way across the ocean," Marlin reminded her. Didn't matter. Now that Dory remembered her family, she missed them. "Do you know what that feels like?" she asked Marlin. Marlin looked at Nemo. "Yes, I know what that feels like." "You can get us all the way across the ocean, right?" Nemo asked Dad. "No," said Marlin, "but I know a guy." Crush, a sea turtle, happily helped the fish ride the current all the way to California. In a bay, Dory heard a voice say, "Welcome to the Marine Life Institute. We believe in rescue, rehabilitation, and release." Because Dory was tangled up in some garbage, she was rescued or taken into the aquarium and given an orange tag. The tag meant she was being sent to Cleveland. That night, an octopus named Hank introduced himself. Hank easily sneaked around the Marine Life Institute, the MLI. "I have to get to the Jewel of Morro Bay, California, and find my family," Dory told him. "That's this place," replied Hank, "the Marine Life Institute." Dory was in the right place after all. Hank wanted to go to Cleveland, so they made a deal. Hank would help Dory find her parents in exchange for her orange tag. Hank showed Dory a map to find where her parents lived. Dory wasn't sure, but she saw a purple shell and remembered making paths out of shells when she was little. Suddenly, a human walked down the hall. As Hank slithered out of sight, Dory dived into a bucket of fish and ended up in the tank of an enormous whale shark named Destiny. And you can see Destiny's name on the bucket. Happily, Destiny knew Dory. They knew each other when they were younger. The two fish had talked through the pipes. Destiny had even taught Dory how to speak whale. The whale shark knew that Dory was originally from a special exhibit. The little fish could swim through the pipes to get there, but Dory was afraid if she did, that she would get lost. Luckily for Dory, Hank appeared looking for her orange tag. She needed his help. That's a beluga whale. And there's Destiny. Hank couldn't fit through the pipes with Dory, so they found another way to get to the exhibit. It was a wild trip. Once they made it to the exhibit, Dory gave Hank her tag. "You know, I think I'm going to remember you," Dory proudly told him. "You'll forget me in a heartbeat," Hank chuckled. "I'll have a hard time forgetting you, though," he added softly. Hank was going to miss his new friend. After Hank left, Dory followed a path of shells to her childhood home. She now remembered being pulled into a pipe and separated from her parents when she was little. Yikes. Sadly, her parents were gone now. Some crabs explained that all the blue tangs, like Dory, were being sent to Cleveland. Dory would have to swim through the pipes. She tried and got lost, so Dory called out to Destiny for help. Luckily, Destiny's neighbor, a beluga whale named Bailey, could use sound waves to see through the pipes and guide Dory. Better still, Dory bumped into Marlin and Nemo, who had made their way into the aquarium. Marlin believed that they would find Dory's parents, and when you do, you'll be home, he told her. Suddenly, Nemo realized something. "Does this mean we have to say goodbye to Dory?" he whispered. "Yes, Nemo, we do," Marlin answered softly. It made them sad, but they knew that Dory belonged with her family. The three friends sneaked into tanks in the loading area, but Dory's parents weren't there. Long ago, they had escaped into the ocean to find her. Now, Dory, Marlin, and Nemo didn't have time to escape. They were about to be sent to Cleveland. Hank tried to rescue them. He grabbed Dory, but she slipped out of his grasp and fell down a drain that led to the ocean. Hank was put back into a tank and packed onto the truck along with Marlin and Nemo. Yikes. What a disaster. See, there they are. And then there's Hank. In the ocean, Dory swam through a kelp forest crying, "I've lost everyone." Then she spotted a trail of shells. "I like shells," she remembered. And she followed them. Right to her parents. Dory's parents had never stopped searching for their daughter. They had hoped the shells would lead her home. "And you know why you found us?" asked Dory's mom. "Because you remembered. You remembered in your own amazing Dory way. Dory was happy until she remembered that she had another family too, and they were headed to Cleveland. Dory needed to find the truck headed for Cleveland. She called out to Destiny, the whale shark, asked Bailey to use his sound waves to find Dory. She's right outside the Institute. We gotta jump, Bailey shouted. Both whales jumped over the wall and into the ocean. Bailey located the truck, which was heading for a nearby bridge. If only there was a way to stop traffic, wished Bailey. Stop traffic, Dory repeated, thinking. I got it, she cried. She swam over to some otters. There's the otters, climbing up the side. It was time for action. Destiny launched Dory onto the bridge while the others climbed up the side. While the otters climbed up the side. And there's Dory. Atop the bridge, Dory shouted, "Cuddle party!" The otters hugged each other and stopped traffic. So cute, cooed the people in their cars. Meanwhile, one of the otters sneaked Dory into the back of the MLI truck. Dory found Marlin and Nemo. I couldn't leave my family, she explained, but the truck's driver chased the otters away. There goes our ride, realized Dory. Marlin had an idea. Earlier, he had made friends with a loon. He called out to her and she arrived with a bucket, returning Marlin and Nemo to the sea. Dory couldn't leave without Hank, though. After all, he was family too. She convinced him to come along with her. Working together, Dory and Hank scared off the driver and took the truck. Because of their crazy plan, the truck ended up flying into the air and the doors opened. All of the creatures fell into the sea, including Dory and Hank. Look at all that. Wow. Dory's entire family, all of them, returned to the Great Barrier Reef. And the little blue fish couldn't remember ever being happier. And that's our story. And there's a fun little maze in the back that you can do. I hope you liked it. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.